Chapter 14, respiration in plants. So respiration in plants. In this topic, two questions, CET questions. Two questions means 2 marks. NEET questions 2. NEET questions are 2. 2 for the 8 marks. In PU board exam, definitely 10 marks waiting for this topic. 10 marks waiting. From this chapter, 2 marks questions there is, sorry, 2 essay questions there is a chances to come. This chapter also very easy, very dead easy. Okay, this is the weightage of PU board exam, CET and NEET exams. So in this one, see respiration in plants. There we have seen respiration in animals, here respiration in plants. The substances which are not oxidized in the body, some substances which are not oxidized in the body during respiration. See here, the substances which are not, we have to know, the substances which are oxidized in the body during respiration to release energy are called respiratory substrates. Those are carbohydrates, fats. For example, this first definition is common in plants and animals. See, some substances, those substances are oxidized. Oxidized means what? Lost electrons, or hydrogen atoms, or protons, whatever it may be. At that lost electrons or protons or electrons in the body during respiration. During respiration, some substances are oxidized, break down and releases energy. Oxidized. In this sense, oxidized means break down in our body during respiration and releases energy in the form of heat energy. That heat energy is only known as ATP. Those substances are called respiratory substrates. Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, etc., etc. These are all available in food material. We will take the food material. Okay, after finishing food material or while we are taking food material, oxygen we will take automatically. When oxygen goes inside, in presence of oxygen, carbohydrates, proteins are oxidized. In this chapter, oxidized means splitting, breakdown. Those substances are breakdown during respiration and releases huge quantity of energy. Those kinds of substances are called respiratory substrates. Next, cellular respiration. The oxidation of food materials, breakdown of food materials like glucose, fatty acids, amino acids to a carbon dioxide and water is called respiration. Yes. So we have taken food material. Those food materials are breakdown. Those food materials like glucose, fatty acids, amino acids, those are all breakdown and releases carbon dioxide and water. See, through nostrils will release carbon dioxide. Water also will release. Take one tissue and keep in front of your nose. Observe it, it becomes moist and wet. Moist or wet, that is called water. This process is called respiration. So during this process, energy release, as this process occurs at cellular level, called cellular respiration. Cellular, nothing but cell level. Each in our body, each and every cell, this kind of respiration performs. Therefore, it is called cellular respiration. During the process of respiration, oxygen is utilized and carbon dioxide released. Water and energy are released as a product. Yes, oxygen utilized, carbon dioxide released. At the same time, we will drink water. Water and energy, we will drink water. That is only released as a water vapor. Water and energy are released as a product. In prokaryotes, cell membrane takes care of energy production. In prokaryotes, cell membrane takes care of energy production, even though mitochondria are absent. In prokaryotes, intracellular organelles are absent. So, in prokaryotic organisms, intracellular organelles are absent. Lysosomes, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, these are all absent. That organelle work is performed by cell membrane in the production of energy. Okay, that's all. Next, Here see, glucose oxidation, whatever may be the food material, carbohydrates, nothing but glucose. Carbohydrates gradually converted into glucose. So glucose is oxidized in two stages. Glucose is oxidized in two stages. Glucose is oxidized in two stages. The first stage is called glycolysis. Second stage is called another one. Directly one by one we will see. See here, glyco means sugar. Glyco means sugar. Lysis means breakdown, sugar breakdown. Okay, that's a glucose, nothing but sugar. So first, here the topic is glycolysis. Glucose oxidation occurs in two stages. That is, first stage is called glycolysis. Second stage is called Krebs cycle. First of all, let us see glycolysis. The glycolysis definition here we will see. Glycolysis is the breakdown of 6-carboned glucose molecule into 2 molecules of 3-carboned pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid. Okay, definition. Define glycolysis, 1 mark definition. Glucose is the breakdown of 6-carboned glucose. C6H12O6 is breakdown. It will break down and releases through a series of reactions 6-carbon glucose molecule into 2 molecules of 3-carbon. 2 molecules of 3-carbon pyruvic acid. 2 molecules of 3-carbon pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid. In this one, 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. Each molecule consists of 3 carbon atoms. This process does not require oxygen. For the glycolysis, oxygen does not require. It occurs even in the absence of oxygen also. Actually, for basic pathway of glycolysis, oxygen does not require. But if oxygen is available, no problem. In the presence of oxygen also, glycolysis takes place. Carbon dioxide and water are not produced and small amount of energy is released. In this glycolysis, carbon dioxide, water not released, but small amount of energy is released. Already indirectly for you in one time, I said, one glucose molecule oxidized and gives 38 ATP molecules, I said. Each one ATP gives 7,600 kilocalories of energy. Already said. So totally one glucose molecule oxidized and gives 38 ATP molecules. In such a way, 38 into 7,600 something energy. Okay, that much energy is released in our body during the respiration. If one molecule of glucose is oxidized. Okay, so this process does not. Okay, that's it. Carbon dioxide and water not produced, and small amount of energy is released. This process is common for both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means what? Presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration means what? Absence of oxygen. Aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Okay, that's all. Aerobic, presence of oxygen. Anaerobic means absence of oxygen. Glycolysis commonly takes place in both the places. Okay, that's all. Next, come to the point. So its occurrence, where glycolysis occurred. Glycolysis occurrence. Occurrence of glycolysis. Glycolysis takes place inside the cytoplasm of the cell. So this is the cell. Inside the cell, cytoplasm is there. In this cytoplasm, what happened? Glucose is converted into pyruvic acid. Glucose is converted into pyruvic acid. So this is cytoplasm. This is cytoplasm. Okay. So glycolysis takes place inside the cytoplasm of the cell. Glycolysis takes place inside the cytoplasm of the cell. Inside the cytoplasm of the cell. Main steps of glycolysis. Glycolysis involves a sequence of steps that can be grouped into 3 types. First one is phosphorylation. Second one is splitting and rearrangement of molecules. And third one is energy harvesting reactions. Phosphorylation. First one is phosphorylation. phosphorylation. So in this phosphorylation process, see phosphorylation of glucose by ATP. Glucose is phosphorylated to give rise to glucose 6-phosphate by the activity of the enzyme hexokinase. By the activity of the enzyme hexokinase. See here. First, glucose. 6 carbon atom. 6 carbon atom means what? C6H12O6. It is only glucose formula. 6 carbon atom. That is what here we will mention. So glucose, 6 carbon atom of glucose is phosphorylated to give rise to glucose 6-phosphate by the activity of enzyme hexokinase. Hexokinase enzyme. So phosphorylated means what? One phosphate is added. So due to addition of one phosphate, it becomes glucose 6. 6 carbon atom of glucose becomes phosphate. Then it calls glucose 6-phosphate. One phosphate is added at the 6th position. So glucose, how? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. H, OH, H, OH, H, H, OH, H, OH, H. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 hydrogen. O6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 1, first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon. At 6th place, PO4 is added. At 6th carbon, PO4 is added. That's why it is called glucose 6-phosphate. That's why it is called glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, ma? That's all. Glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose is phosphorylated. Glucose is phosphorylated to give rise to glucose 6-phosphate. Phosphorylated means one phosphate is added to this. Then it, with the help of enzyme kinase, glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate with the help of hexokinase. How? One phosphate is added to them, added to glucose, then it becomes glucose 6-phosphate. That is called phosphorylation. Next, isomerization of glucose 6-phosphate. Isomerization of glucose 6-phosphate. See, this glucose 6-phosphate isomerizes to produce fructose 6-phosphate. Isomerizes means changes to produce fructose 6-phosphate. This glucose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. Fructose 6-phosphate. Fructose formula also same. So at the sixth carbon, one phosphate is added. That's why it is called glucose is converted into fructose. Glucose is isomerizes into fructose, remaining as usual. That is called isomerization of glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate. In the glucose 6-phosphate, glucose is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. See, fructose 6-phosphate by the enzyme phosphoglucoisomerase. Here enzyme phosphoglucoisomerase enzyme. Phosphoglucoisomerase. Okay, that's it. Next, third one. In A, this is A. In A, 3 steps are there. Second phosphorylation. Second phosphorylation means what? Here, see, fructose 6-phosphate is phosphorylated and becomes fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. That means what? And again, one more phosphate is added. Fructose 6. One phosphate is already at the 6th. One more is first position. That's why it is called fructose 1,6. Fructose 1,6. Fructose 1,6. Fructose as usually phosphorylated. Second phosphorylation means what? Second day one more phosphate is added. At where added? Already at sixth position phosphate is there. One more phosphate where added? First carbon. Sixth phosphate. That's why fructose 1,6. Bis means here one phosphate, here one phosphate. This phosphate is produced by the enzyme phosphofructokinase. Here this enzyme. Here one more enzyme, that is phosphofructokinase enzyme. This is called phosphorylation. This is called phosphorylation. It is very easy now. No difficult, nothing. Okay. Next what happened here? See, splitting molecules. Here what happens? Fructose 1,6 biphosphate. This fructose 1,6 biphosphate split into two molecules. That is what? Splitting and rearrangement of molecules. Splitting molecules. The 6 carbon molecule fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is split into 3 carbon molecules, 3 phosphoglyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. That means it will be split into dihydroxyacetone phosphate and PGA. Okay, that's all. Here PGA 3 carbons are there. Okay, that's all. This is also called, see, split into 3 carbon molecules. Split into 2. One is a 3 carbon phosphoglyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Dihydroxyacetone phosphate. This is called splitting and rearrangement of molecules. That is splitting molecules. Okay, that's all. Here see B. It is B. B finish. Splitting and rearrangement. Split. This is split and forms 2 molecules. Splitting and rearrangement of molecules. Finish. It is one step. Now we will see another step, that is, see here third step, energy harvesting reaction. That is what now we will see. Energy harvesting reaction. Energy harvesting reaction. Energy reaction, energy harvesting reaction. Okay, so in a series of reactions, each of the 3 carbon sugar phosphate is converted into pyruvate. See, in a series of reactions, here it is divided into 2 parts. Yes, fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is divided into 2 parts. One is dihydroxyacetone phosphate, another one is phosphoglyceric acid. So see here, in a series of is converted into pyruvate. 3 carbon sugar phosphate is converted into pyruvate. Pyruvate means what? Last end product. Next, 3 phosphoglyceraldehyde is oxidized to okay, ma. See. This is 3 phosphoglyceraldehyde. 3 phosphoglyceraldehyde. These 3 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde is oxidized to 1,3 phosphoglycerate, and NAD ion is reduced here. So space not there, ma. See, let us. We will go to whiteboard. Yeah, fructose 1. One 6 biphosphate. It becomes dihydroxyacetone phosphate. It becomes phosphoglyceraldehyde. DHAP goes through a series of reactions. It goes through a series of reactions. Finally, forms here one pyruvic acid. One pyruvic acid. Here one pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid or pyruvate, both are same. Here it is one, it is one. Togetherly, two molecules of three carbon. Pyruvate are formed. This is called glycolysis reaction. In middle, two places here, NAD ion is released. So see here, this direction same molecules are formed, this side same molecules are formed. What are these? See, phosphoglyceraldehyde. Phosphoglyceraldehyde is converted into 1,3 phospho. Okay, ma'am. Time is less than 1 minute. Its continuation we will see